Hello, this is the part of the series State of the School, Frank's School, Camp French campus. Uh, and I think this is the 15th day, maybe the 16th day. I'll have to look into that of it. And I want to leave housing behind. I've been on that for a little while, housing and building in general, and turn to two subjects, history and archaeology. But I'm going to be brief with both. And I'll start with history. Briefly, I say. Uh, I think of the history of this land as having been occupied by four dynasties, quote unquote dynasties, since it was settled by Europeans. Going back in order, the dynasty I'm in, my last name is Antonsen, but I think of it as the Camp dynasty because everyone who owns anything here is related to my grandfather, Jim Camp. He's the one who bought it in about 1942. So it's currently part of the Camp dynasty. Before that, it was the Oppenheimer dynasty. Now that only lasted, well, it lasted a little bit beyond the lifetime of one man, but it was Norbert Oppenheimer. It's spelled the same as Oppenheimer, famous from the movie and the man credited with the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, spelled the same, probably related somehow. Anyway, Norbert Oppenheimer, he's the one who developed it as an iron mining area, and he bought it from a whole bunch of people. It was a little village, really, at the time that he bought it and consolidated it. That was in 1884, August, that he bought all these little properties, and I think it had to do with a panic that was going on nationwide, worldwide maybe, that people just had to sell out. And of those names, the one that stands out the most is Schnably. So I think of that as the Schnably dynasty, which was maybe here for 80 years, maybe 60, I don't know. But when we get back to about the year 1800, then we're to the Bowser dynasty. These are unrelated, I think. Bowser's, Schnably's, certainly the Oppenheimers are not related, and certainly the Camps are not related, unless vaguely through my wife, who has ancestors that might have reached back to these. Now, I just want to show you some pictures. This is the most valuable one we've got. This is a photograph of this property made probably about the time of the Civil War. And there's not a single building on there that is still standing. But that is the property. If you look over here, that's the building that I call the Gust House. But it's been torn down and rebuilt. So that's very valuable. Now the people that are pictured here in the front, I have a name, I have a list of their names here, which Mary Holderbaum, related to them, made that list. These were all ancestors of hers. That's the Schnably dynasty is what I think of. Now, here's another picture, aerial photograph of this area. This would be about 1955, I think. And it's the way the property looked after Grandpa Jim owned it. Here you can see, let me see. Yes, this is the Gust House. And these buildings are all standing. No, this one is not. That one was where the Oppenheimers lived. And I have pictures of it. Here's a picture of it at around that same time. It was torn down, not by me, but by others. I'm just hoping that you can see this. It's in focus. Here's another picture of that building. Now parts of it are around here. I've used it. I mean, I've used a lot of the parts from it. Also, my grandfather, he used parts of it to build a log cabin, which is not on my property, but it's on my cousin's property. And this was a big hobby of his, and a good picture of it when he did it. He did a lot of that out of material from that house that he tore down. And recently, within the last 2 years, my cousin has remodeled it. here's here's a picture of the original land grants, and the names on there are Bowser. So when the property was first divided up and surveyed, our area is right up in here. There's the name Holderbaum is there, which is the current name. Ickes, Bowser, John, and his son, I think. Anyway, that's history and genealogy. And one other thing I'll show you is here's a news clipping when Norbert Oppenheimer was trying to sell this property, and he described it. And I can barely even recognize what he's describing because, of course, he's trying to sell it for as much money as he can. He ran this ad for years, really, but could find no buyers. And eventually it was sold at the sheriff's sale in about 1942, and that's when my grandfather bought it. It was very interesting for me to hear him describe these 3 separate farms that he had consolidated. All right, I'm going to go on briefly with the archaeology, but I'll do that separately. And those things that I've just shown you, if anyone has intense interest, I could scan them, I think, and put them online. Bye for now.